سبيل سعادتي وأفكاري.
Assalamu alaikum. Every single time I see Muslim couples posting these cringy videos online, I ask myself, what is the point? They really put on their best outfits, choose the most picturesque places, set up their little tripod, and press record. This is fairly narcissistic behavior, it's attention seeking, and it's using their viewers for validation. I mean, what value are they actually providing? Look at my amazing relationship, my amazing outfit, my amazing life. Me. In this video, I want to explore the dangers of these videos, not only for the viewers, but also the actual content creators themselves. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, it really helps me out. And if you want more short form content, pretty much every single day, follow me on Instagram. I'm going to put it on the screen somewhere. But yeah, let's get into it. It sells a dream to single Muslims watching, usually women, that this is what your relationship should look like. And remember, it's extremely easy to act all, oh, this is amazing for 30 seconds or however long that video is. But how do you know what the rest of their relationship is like? We all remember that one couple who made those cringy couples TikTok videos. It turns out that the husband was abusing the wife the whole time. In reality, relationships are not all sunshine and rainbows. I mean, at times it can be sunshine and rainbows, but it's also struggle, it's arguments, it's tears, it's a lot more. So what these videos are actually doing is setting an unrealistic expectation for the viewer, so that when they do finally get married and they come across a rough patch in their relationship, they'll think back to this video and think, I can do way better. And for those of you saying, oh, you shouldn't believe everything that you see on social media, yeah, I largely agree, but just remember that the people obsessing over these videos and watching them are Muslims who have been single their whole life and they don't really know what a relationship is. A woman with no haya is a woman with no shyness or modesty. And just to put this into perspective, the physical representation of haya is essentially the hijab. But it's not just the cloth that they put on their head. It's way more important than the way that they wear it. It's also about how they conduct themselves. A woman who's loud in public places lacks haya. A woman who exposes any part of her aura lacks haya. A woman who posts photos of herself on social media lacks haya. Shyness and modesty means not wanting to be in the spotlight, not wanting to be the center of attention. In the West, feminism has made some Muslim women think that they are the same as men and therefore can do exactly the same things as men. She stops wearing hijab, she wears tighter clothing, even revealing clothing, and surrounds herself with an echo chamber that encourages each other to be terrible Muslims. And all they're doing is pulling themselves further and further away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and closer to hellfire. I hear women say, I'll wear hijab when I'm ready, or I'll wear hijab after marriage. This is a terrible attitude to have, and I think it's a result of a poor Islamic upbringing. If you know that something is, you're sinning every single day that you do something, why would you just not stop? I can understand occasional sinning. Everybody's human, right? But how can you continue to sin every single day? And of course, a hijab should never be forced onto a woman, but she should know the details of the punishment intimately. But most non-hijabis have no idea. When women put themselves in situations where they're not wearing hijab, or they're wearing revealing clothing, or maybe they're wearing hijab but they're posting photos online, they are not only sinning, but they are bringing themselves closer and closer to the temptations of shaitan. Imagine a sister posts a photo online exposing her aura or whatever. And not only is that bad enough, if she did that in real life, went onto the street, rack up, 20, 30 sins or however many. But imagine tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or even millions of people viewing that. How many sins she's getting. Now imagine all of these hijabi influencers. It's scary. There's a hadith where Aisha radiallahu anha said, whenever I entered the house in which the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and my father radiallahu anhu are buried, I used to take off my sheet from my head thinking that it's only my father and husband whom I am visiting. However, by Allah, when Umar radiallahu anhu got buried with them, I never went inside without being fully covered. This is because of being ashamed of Umar radiallahu anhu. So imagine that, the mother of the believers had so much haya, had so much shame, shyness and modesty, that even when going into her own home, she stayed fully covered. because she was in the presence of a non-mahram, even though he wasn't actually alive and he was just buried there. Subhanallah. What is the definition of a Dayouth? It is a man with no Gheerah over his female family members. It means he lacks having any protective jealousy. And this is going to hurt a lot of men, but there are many men out there who are Dayouths and they don't even know. You see, in the West, it's become so normalized for men to be called insecure just because they feel uncomfortable with the way that their wife or girlfriend acts. Even to the point where some Muslim women do not think it's an obligation to obey their husband. And just a reminder, in Surah An-Nisa ayat 34, it's pretty obvious that the most righteous of women are the obedient ones. And to be honest, I always put the blame on men. Having such a relaxed approach to Islam is probably the cause. How as a man can you let someone or something which you value that much be exposed to everybody? And this is especially true when it comes to men who let women in their family go outside without a hijab. But when it comes to social media and taking photos or videos of your wife and letting her have an online presence where she shows off her looks, that will carry a very harsh punishment for you. And remember the authentic hadith where the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the Dayouth is one of 3 kinds of people who Jannah is haram for. And so that wraps up this video. I'd be interested in hearing what your thoughts are, so leave them down in comments below. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, hopefully it was somewhat insightful, maybe it gets you thinking. But yeah, I'll see you shortly inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.